Oliver, a big day for European bank results today. Deutsche Bank, Europe's biggest bank by asset, also Santander, arguably the sort of sexiest story of European banking over the last decade, I would say, and therefore probably the more interesting story. I guess the things I'm interested in is one, how does it keep doing okay given the state of the Spanish economy, and B, how's it going in the emerging markets in particular?
Well, on Spain, it's not going too well at the moment. There's been a big write-off for some real estate loans that have gone bad, but that they've written down by about 6 billion. That's a sort of one-off write-off. But even beyond the one-offs, things aren't really going well. Impairments have been creeping up for the last couple of years, and there's no sign of that level sort of slowing down. So still things not going too well on the domestic front.
And do investors now think that that's the end of it, that big write-down?
Well, the chairman certainly does. Emilio Botin says that profits will recover in 2013. He's almost certainly right. We almost certainly won't have another €6 billion write-down as that one-off. But underlying that, there's not really much sense that things are recovering, at least domestically, which is where still almost a third of its assets are. Now, the share price has done quite nicely in the whole sort of bank rally we've had in the past 6 months or so. Santander rose quite quickly early on in that rally. And its shares are now rated about 1.3 times book value, so quite a hefty rating for a bank.
Okay, so despite big write-downs and despite worst-case scenarios from consultants like Oliver Wyman, still a big question mark over domestic assets. What about in the sector areas like Brazil and emerging markets?
Well, this is the great hope for them, that if Europe, where a lot of their assets are, is going to be slow, they can grow in emerging markets. And that works well when emerging markets are growing, and a lot of their businesses are. Unfortunately for Santander, it's the smaller businesses that are growing. The big one is Brazil. They've got a big business in Brazil. The economy is stuttering there, and 2012 profits there were about a tenth below 2011's level. That's not the kind of performance that's going to lift the entire group's performance.
And how's the bank's valuation looking now then?
I think quite expensive. 1.3 times book value is still a lot for a bank. The whole sector has risen on the back of this rally, but there's not many banks who are at that kind of level, and those that are rated in a similar way have much better fundamentals underneath it.
Yeah, well, interesting set of problems for Santander. Deutsche's problems are probably about costs more than anything. Be an interesting first quarter to the year. Thank you very much for that update.